Good morning, dear student. We have go through the topic, my greatest Olympic prize. Though we have completed the first unit of the chapter, rest 2 more units are be there to complete the chapter. I think all of you will go through the first unit and you are comfortably reading this unit 1. You go the depth of the chapter of the first unit. If you have any doubt regarding unit 1, or we have completed the poem also, and right now I am going to start unit 2 and 3. You can call me for any problem, any difficulties in understanding the words, meaning of phrases, any sentence you have. Hope you will observe unit 2 and unit 3. Right now, the rest, unit 2 and unit 3, I am going to start right now. Just to go through the unit 2 and 3. It is just I am going the key part of this prose warm-ups of unit 2. It is anger is the worst enemy of an athlete. Read the following unit of the text and find out how Owens suffered for his anger and who bailed him out. Here this is what sometimes we know that when you are a sports person and someone who is going to beat you, or if you know someone is also a good player and he is competing to you, it is one of the good or bad things. Just the good things that sometimes you are encouraged yourself, sometimes the bad things that you are depressed to see that competitor with you. So my dear student, here Jesuvians was a player of this Olympic who deserved to get numbers of gold medals in this Olympic. So here it is anger is the worst enemy of an athlete. Here as an athlete you should take all the things into positive, don't take negative, because as a optimist, as a competitor, you should build your courage, you should have lot of confidence in you that yes, I have labored hard and definitely I will win and I will grab some of the gold medals in the Olympic. So here sometimes it is a line that anger is the worst enemy of the athlete. So read the following unit of the text and find out how Owens suffered for his anger. Anger is the worst enemy that we can say. Don't be angered to see someone is competing to you. Yes, and who bailed him out. See what is the bailed him out, and what was the scenario that creates between two young players in this Olympic games. And here Jesuvians, how he was fighting with his competitor, and namely when someone is going to beat someone and someone is labored hard, how the feeling, how the thinking that comes in between Jesuvians as a good athlete in front of he was also named as a good player in the world. Yes, see the text right now. The anger athlete is an athlete who will make mistakes. So when you are taking the things negatively, when you are angry towards your sportsman spirit, as a sportsman you should not think yourself, yes, I am right now going to be failure. Yes, if you have labored hard, if you have tried hard, you always think that yes, I am the player. I am always trying my best, utilizing my all efforts to win the match. Always take the things positive and do what is the best part from your side. Here Jesuvians as thinking when he was getting a young athlete and he was competing with him in the trials jump, definitely he was angry. And angry athletes, he said, as any coach will tell you, I was no exception. So Jesse Owens was no exception. He was also involved in the angry process. When he was thinking, yes, he was competing with a young athlete, Loslang, and he was thinking, yes, Loslang may win the race. So a bit angriness is going inside his mind. On the first of the 3 trials jumps, I left from several inches beyond the takeoff board for a no jump. He said, when I was trialing in the athletic events, so in the trial jump, I left from several inches beyond the takeoff board for no jump. When he was trying for the trials, it was no jump. I mean, he was disqualified. So the depression that makes him show anger, and he was completely devastated and depressed to see in a single jump, Loslang cleared his round, but in the trials, Jesse Owens was failure. So what was the labor for last 5 to 6 years? See what was the record of the universities he has done. So he was depressing, a bit angerness prevails in his mind. I left from several inches beyond the takeoff board for a no jump. And when he was thinking for a no jump, I mean the jump is completely, resultless. I mean with no result is failure. On the second jump, I was even Oops. See, if you are angry man cannot win. When you are angry, you can feel that yes, I will win the race. Yes, of course, if you courage hard, if you labored hard, you have determined with your sports or games, definitely you will be the winner. So always think, yes, if this time I'm not going to success, coming I will be definitely. So here the second trial was the worst from the first one. I mean completely going down. Did I come 3,000 miles for this? He added, did I come for this? I mean the trials jump was failure, and I have labored hard for so many years. I have come from a distance place for 3,000 miles. So what was the consequence that I have getting from this sports? I thought bitterly. He was completely depressed. He was feeling sad. What was the result that I have given? In the trials, I am failure 2 times. To fail in the trials and make a fool of myself. Yes, this is the fool that I am taking to myself. Yes, I am a fool. Because in the trials, I am the failure. How I will win the race in the real match? It is very difficult when in the trials, Jesse Owens was failure. So it is good. Next, walking a few wards from the pit. Just he was completely depressed, thinking himself, no, I cannot get any medals in this athletic event. So this is what in his mind, when he was thinking more, he was feeling so sad that it was one of the worst time that prevails in my life. I kicked distinguishedly at the ground, kicking the ground with a heavy heart, with a dissatisfied heart. No. It is not possible for me to win such gold medals in the Olympiads. So here, suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder. This is the thing that he was torn in. Here, see, suddenly I felt. What he felt? A hand on my shoulder. He said, I felt a hand on my shoulder. When someone's hand is in your shoulders or in your head, it symbolizes, yes, blessing is there. I mean, hope is there to win the race. Yes, I turned to look into friendly blue eyes of the tall German long jumper. So when Jesse Owens said, when I'm just looking back and see who is there to hand on me, and this is a German long jumper who was cleared 26 and plus in the trials jump. I turned to look into the friendly blue eyes. It looks the eyes of the person that speaks everything. So here, the blue eyes of the sports person speaks friendly. Yes, you can win. of the tall German long jumper, he had easily qualified for the finals of that final attempt. Was easily qualified. He had easily qualified for the finals of his first attempt. Just, he looks like he will be the winner of this event. That's why I am feeling depressed. So this is the man by whom I am getting friendly eyes, and this is the man who is very close competitor with me. He was qualified in the first jump and I am disqualified in the trials. This is the big difference that me and the young German player was. He offered me a firm handshake. The handshake was very firm. He looked at me and said, yes, you are also a good player. They both are talking to each other and they feel that yes, they are friendly to each other. They feel themselves very nice, yes. Because it is that we are getting in a sportsman spirit. Because when you are a sportsman, you always allow another sportsman to improve in his career, to give ideas, to give tips, and who will definitely win. It is not the game will win or lose. It is the player who will win or lose. Definitely someone will be a loser, someone will be a winner. So here, listen, my student, it is the sportsman spirit by the young German players to Jesuitians as going through friendly atmosphere between two legend players of athletic event in the field of long jump in Berlin Olympic sports athletic meet. Jesuitians, I am Luzlang. Here very clear. He said, Jesuitians, listen, I am Luzlang. I don't think we have met. It is a very surprise and coincidence between two legend players of the world. One is Luzlang, another one is Jesuitians. Two jewel of long jump or athletic events in the globe. They are Luzlang and Jesuitians. So Jesuitians, I am Luzlang. I don't think we have met. He spoke English well because through with a German twist to it. What is German twisting? The accent that, the articulations that Luzlang was using, the utterance that speaks about twist to Germany's. Because when we are running with some languages, right? This is the twist that we are getting. Different languages have different twist. So, though Luzlang know that Jesuitians is from a foreigner and he was using American slang, American twist over, but here Luzlang was German twist. Jesuitians, I am Luzlang, I don't think we have met. He spoke English well through a German twist to it. This is what they are discussing between two individuals, two legendary sports persons. This is all about between themselves. Yes, this is very nice moment for me to meet you. He spoke English well through though with a German twist to it. Glad to meet you, I said. From the replies to Luzlang by Jesuitians is, I am glad to meet you. Yes, it is a very nice moment for me also. Such a good player like you I met. Here he spoke English well. I said, then trying to hide my nervousness, I added, how are you? Because you know, when he was running with the tracks and when he was failure in the trials, he was kicked the pit, and you know that a German competitor is Luzlang with me, and right now when he get the competitor is very close to me and friendly, so definitely someone will be always trying to hide the nervousness, because giving that nervousness is, or showing the nervousness is directly or indirectly focus on the disagreement or you are going to lose the game. So here, taking hide to his nervousness, he added, how are you? Because it shows, because when two players are in the top and one is fighting with another, and here lost long is as well. So simultaneously Jessevians is also the same. So he said, how are you? Right now Laslang said, I am fine. The question is, how are you? What do you mean? I asked. He said, what do you mean? I asked. I mean, something is there with Jessevians. He tries to hide his nervousness, but Laslang identified the nervousness. This is what the two great players they are discussing with themselves. Something must be eating you, he said. Proud the way foreigners are when they have mastered a bit of American slang. You should be able to qualify with your eye closed. So this is a good paragraph that encouraged or motivate paragraphs to Jessevians. This is what? Something must be eating you. What will eating you? Who will eating you? And eating here is the word gives agitations, irritations, right? That which sometimes if you are thinking yourself egoism in your mind, that ego will eat you. Here the agitations in your mind that will eat you. The practically when you are very angriness towards another player, that will eat you. So don't do so, because you are sports person, you have determination, you are labor hard for it, you are dedicated for this. So this is here, something must be eating you. If you are trying to be good, definitely you will be. But if you are trying to giving importance to the players and you are not giving importance to the person, it is better you are giving importance to the sports, because game and sports are very important rather than the players that they have. Yes? He said, proud the way foreigners are when they have mastered a bit of American slang. Because it is a very proud moment when people of America, they are using the slangs and they can understand from the German side by Laslang. This is what? You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed. Eyes closed with hands down. Easily. If you are trying, definitely you will be closing your eyes. I mean, without any effort, you can clear the medals. This is what from Laslang, that you are such a good player. You can win the race hands down. I mean, this is eyes closed. Easily eyes closed. Easily you can get this medals. Because this type of thinking, you take positive thinking in your mind, definitely you will be the winner. Because the effort, the talent that shows in you. Believe me, I know it. I told him. And it felt good to say that to someone. Believe me, I know that I am the winner. I will be the winner. I have the courage, I have the skill, I have the talent, I can definitely win. But here, believe me, I know it. I have the talent. I told him, and it felt good to say that to someone. If someone said to me like that, I am a good player, that I can win the race, it shows a great sympathy to me. Yes? For the next few minutes, we talked together. I didn't tell long what was eating me, but he seems to understand my anger, and he took pains to reassure me. This is what in between the two players they are discussing. It is here with the first discussion between two players are Jessevians will definitely win the match with hands down, but Laslang knows that Jessevians have the capacity, have the courage, have the talent to win. But he was feeling himself little bit egoism in the mind with competing to last long. So this is the angerness, this is the egoism that prevails, that will eats. Here, for the next few minutes we talk together. They are discussing with some sports and games, and I didn't tell long that what was eating me, because both they have known from their side. This is what we call introspection. That if you introspect, if you know what will be, who you are, what you are thinking, this is what. I didn't tell long what was eating me, but he seemed to understand my anger. He definitely know my angerness that prevails in me, and he took pains to reassure me. He always trying to reassure me that yes, you will be the winner, you are definitely the winner. If you though you have the talent, definitely you will be the winner. But if you are feeling angry, if you are feeling egoism, that will kill everything, that will eat definitely to you. Although he had been schooled in the Nazi youth movement, he didn't believe in Aryan supremacy business any more than I did. See, Aryan supremacy was prevails in Germany because Hitler was there at the top. They always think Aryan peoples will be the winner. Aryans are the dominant in Germany, especially in Berlin Olympic Games and sports. So this is what Lajlang, as a sports person, he was not been in touch with this type of thinking in the mind. But Josephus was thinking, Lajlang was from Aryan supremacy groups, and Hitler kept him secretly, show that Lajlang have definitely will be the winner. This is called dominancy over foreigners, because Aryans are superior at these days. But if we think practically, Lajlang have no that type of feeling that he was a Aryan and he was dominance over all the foreigners and he will definitely be the winner. Yes, he was trying, but he was not such type of thinking, cheap thinking in the mind that yes, I am the local, we are the Germans, we are Aryans, we can dominate anyone. So this is not the thing that prevails in the mind of Lajlang. He didn't believe in the Aryan supremacy business. Lajlang never believed Aryan supremacy business. He always believed in sports and sportsman spirits. Any more than I did. We laughed over the fact that he was really looking part though. And so when they are discussing between this type of feeling in the mind of a sportsman, the sportsmanship will kill definitely. It is the spirit that shows yes. The spirit is all about the sportsman and the game. But here, the people they are thinking we are the Aryans, we have supremacy over athletic events. So they talk together, they laugh together about this topic. This is about the Aryan supremacy. As they are spirited sportsmen, they are not thinking of. We laughed over fact that he was really looking the part though, an inches taller than I. He said, excuse me, Lajlang was 1 inch taller than Josephus. He had a lean, though he looks lean figure, slim figure, muscular frame is there. The physical fitness is very nice. It looks very nice, and the frame of the physique is very nice. Clear blue eyes. I mean, here he was described about Lajlang, how he looks. Clear blue eyes, fair hairs, and strikingly handsome. He's looking so handsome. Though he was lean, but he looks handsome. The frame of the body is superb. Handsome face he was, Finally, seeing that I had calmed down somewhat, he pointed to the takeoff board. When he was thinking to look at Laszlo, Josephine said Laszlo was 1 inch taller than me, and he was strikingly handsome. His face looks very nice. Though he was lean figure, the structure of the body is very good. And though the mind is on the takeoff board, this is the point they have to be taking serious right now. Just they are going to the takeoff board. Look, he said. Last Long said, look, why don't you draw a line a few inches at the back of the board and aim at making your takeoff from there? This is the tips by Last Long to Josephines. See, when you are getting a sports person or anyone who get in your profession, don't think that someone is going to suggest you. It is a very vital moment for everyone that if somebody is going to suggest you regarding your profession and professionalism, that is one of the good ideas. Even we are getting suggested by your students, we are getting suggested by our colleague, by our seniors, by juniors too. Don't think that a junior is suggesting you. Always take positive to them. Always allow criticism. Always try to allow the criticism. Because taking criticism, accept criticism is the biggest part of a professionals. So it is either suggestion or compliments, comments. You always try to grab all the comments and you have your inquiries, examine it. So as a suggestion, Laszlo has been given to Josephines that do this, you will definitely be the winner. So what was the suggestion and the tips that he has given? It is about, why don't you draw a line? He suggests that you have to draw a line from the few inches at the back of the board and aim at making your takeoff from there. You will be sure not to be foul. Foul, disqualified. It is sure that you will not disqualified. You will qualify in the first jump. Just take a point, mark the tracks and jump. And you certainly ought to jump far enough to qualify. So if you think, and this procedure, if you go through this procedure, definitely you will jump more than what you are thinking. What does it matter if you are not first in the trials? Tomorrow is what counts. And another thing he just suggests to Josephines that today what you are going with, these all are trials, but sometimes it are not countables. But tomorrow that you are going to meet with the reals. Tomorrow what it counts. Today there is trials. There is no meaning of making so high. Though this is a trials, it was not reals. Tomorrow you will going to get the real match. So you will be getting ready from there. Track a line from few inches before the takeoff board and take your jump. This is the tips Laszlo given to Josephines. Suddenly all the tensions seemed to ebb out. Ebb out is a phrasal verb. Disappeared. Fly away. The depression, the sadness that prevails in Josephines has ebbed out, completely disappeared. Yes, the smile comes in the face of Josephines. Yes, this is very good advice by Laszlo. Suddenly all the tension, because Josephines is running with the tension that how he will qualify and how he will get medals in this Olympic events. Suddenly all the tension seems to ebb out of my body as the truth of what he said hit me. Confidently, I drew a line full foot behind the board and proceed to the jump from there. I qualified with almost a foot to spare. See, suddenly all the tension seemed evolved. It seems that is I am free from tension. The tension is going away. It was disappeared. And out of my body, just this feeling of depressedness in my body was evolved. The truth of what he said hit me. Why I was depressed at this stage. And he advised me. He suggested me to do this. This is a good thing for me. I will obey this. So confidently I drew a line before some inches and from the takeoff board and proceed to the jump from there. And I am trying to jump from the track what I draw. I qualified with almost a few to spare. I spare a foot and I qualified finally. So this is the biggest achievement of a sports person, that he get advice, he get blessing, and he gets tips from another competitor and win for this event, and proceeding will be good. So this is a good advice that every sportsman should have. So this is what the second unit. In the second unit, overall what we get is, as a sports person, don't think yourself the competitor is a worst enemy to you. Always think he is a good friend to you. Always think he is a motivator to you. So just you have seen in the greatest Olympic prize, Jesuitians how is being advised by Laszlo, a German athlete. The depression in the mind was disappeared. The advice that makes a helpful track to reach to the final and qualifying. So this is what always take positive as a competitor, always taking competitor to you in your hands, behave friendly. So this is all about what we are getting from unit 2. Always take the things positive from your competitor. Yes, right now we are going to unit 3, and the unit 3, I mean this is the last unit of this chapter, my greatest Olympic prize. Just you see the warm-ups of unit 3. Do you believe in the adage, a friend in need is a friend indeed? So read the following unit of the text and note how Owens and Laszlo became good friends. It is the adage here. Adage means the proverbs, right? You have get a lot of proverbs. Here is a proverbs. A friend in need is a friend indeed. A friend in need, when you are needy, when you need a friend, I mean a single friend, is a friend indeed. Here symbolizes, if you, in your emergencies, in your difficulties, in your problems, you need not need lot of indeed friends. Always try to need a good friend which will give you lot of advice, lot of positive thinking, lot of courage. He is a good helping hand to you. Always think that a single friend is a good friend rather than a lot of unnecessary friends. So we student, you know, we have lot and lots of good friends. Always take a needy friends who is always with you and is always happily taking your advice. He will giving you advice. He will support you. He will comment you, he will advise you, he will give his angriness to you because you are doing bad. This is the friend that you always try to be a good. But don't hold on as usual friends who they are unnecessary friends. So a single friend will help more rather than the unnecessary friends that you have. So a single friend of Josephus is Loslang, is a sports person from German. He thinks a good friend is very important rather than friends. See the text. That night, I walked over to Luzlang's room in the Olympic Village to thank him. I know that if it had not been for him, I probably wouldn't be jumping in the finals the following day. We sat in his quarters and talked for 2 hours about track and field, ourselves, the world situations, and a dozen other things. Just used now for giving a thankful to Loslang. The night I walked over to Loslang rooms, Josephus thought, Loslang is a good friend to me. He ran towards Loslang's Olympic room where Olympic village is there, and to giving a good thank you. Yes, for you only I hide all my nervousness, I about from all the tensions. You gave me a good tips. That was very nice for me. I knew that if it had not been for him, I probably wouldn't be jumping in the finals the following day. Because the day following that was very important for me. You give me the advice to go to the pit and draw a line before the pit and jump from there only. Definitely you will be the winner. So this is what I took your advice and win in the trials. Qualified in the trials. This is by you only. As a good friend, I am getting your advice, and so that I qualified. We sat in the quarters and talked for 2 hours. In the Olympic Village, in the room of the Loslang, we discussed about 2 hours about track and field. Though they are athletes, the key part of the discussion is track and field. So they are discussing between track and field, ourselves, the world situations, and dozen of more things. What was the world situations? That is based on the athletic. What should be a good athlete? What was the platform for the athletes? And dozen other things that they have discussed as they are good friends. Though we know that they are good competitor in the Olympic events, but they are very close and they are good friends to each other. It is my advice to all the students, always think just like them, how they are good competitor to themselves, but they are also good friend with themselves. When I finally got up to leave, we both knew that a real friendship had been formed. Lars would go out to the field the next day trying to beat me if he could, but I knew that he wanted me to do my best, even if that meant my winning. This is that Josephus, what he was thinking. As a good player, he was morally, and when he was thinking from morality ground, yes, Loslang, such a good player, such a good sportsman. What was his advice? What was his blessing to me? So that he was discussing. When I finally got up to leave, when I am trying to leave the Olympic room, we both knew that a real friendship had been formed. The good friend to one another, they are discussing with themselves. and there is a new relationship formed between them. As a good friend, Lars would go out to the field in the next day. He know that definitely Lars Long will go and meet me in the ground as a competitor, and trying to beat me if he could. Definitely he will trying to beat me. Though he is a sports person, I am a sports person. I am also trying to be winner. He is also trying to be the winner. But I knew, how I knew, because I have a lot of confidence on Lars Lang that he was a man with good spirit in the mind. As a moralic point of view, he advised me and he blessed me. And he took me as a good friend. He knew that he wanted me to do my best. I know that he is the competitor to me, but he advised me to do my best, even if that meant my winning. I mean, that will show my winning. This is the thing that advised me as a winner. This is the morality that I am taking to my mind. Yes, Lars Long blessed me and his eyes on me that I will be the winner. So I will give my best and definitely I will be the winner. As it turned out, Lars broke his own past record. In doing so, he pushed me onto a peak performance. I remember that at the instant I landed from my final jump, the one which set the Olympic record of 26 feet 5 and 1/4 inches. He was at my side congratulating me. This is the winning situations. I mean, the dreams comes true. As it turned out, I mean, as the ground, when they are in the ground and my dream is going to be blossomed, Lars broke his own past record. He is also trying good. At that event, he was also trying good to be a winner. He cut his past record. He broke his record, but he pushed me on to a peak performance. Though we know that they both are good players, Lars Long broke his past record, but he pushed Josephines to be to the peak performance, to the highest performance of this event. I remember that at this instant, I landed from my final jump. When I am landed from my final jump, the one which set the Olympic record of 26 feet 5 and 1/4 inches. This is the world record in the Olympic game. He was at my side because as a competitor he is not feeling depressed, though he was going to lose, but he is there with me to push me and advise me to be the winner. This is what I am getting as a good player like Lars Long. He was at my side congratulating me. This is a good thing. A competitor is going to congratulate you as a winner. Despite the fact that Hitler glared at us. So what was the fact? The fact is what? Listen, this is a very important idea. That Hitler is waiting and all the Germans, they are waiting. Though we know that Germans have their Aryan supremacy and they know that only German are the winners. He never believed that the American Josephines, he will be the winner. So the feeling of Aryan supremacy dominating that prevails here in the Berlin Olympic. So it is very difficult for Josephines to win the medal. And despite the fact Hitler glared, he just looking angrily. It is impossible. It was impossible. It is very hard to see. It is very difficult situation for the Hitlers to see that an American will be the winner and a German is a loser. And the loser is going to greet or congratulate to the winner. This is a very difficult situation to observe, to glad by Hitler, and is glaring at us from the stand, not 100 yards. Hitler is very close to us, within 100 meters, and he was observing everything. I mean, I'm American, he's a Aryan, he's from Germany, he's a competitor to me. Germany is always trying that Laszlang will be the winner, but Laszlang trying that is advise me, congratulate me, welcome me to be the winner. This is what a sportsman spirit is. Lodge shook my hand, handshake is in between, congratulate, giving congratulations, welcome to the winning match in the in Berlin Olympic events. And it wasn't fake smile with a broken heart, soft of grief either. Sometimes we think that Laszlang lose this match, but it was not a fake smile. It was a real smile that Jesuitians win the match, and it is a real smile that yes, Jesuitians deserve to win the match. This is what the sportsman spirits that prevails in the mind of Laszlang. Yes, Jesuitian tried hard, he will be the winner. Maybe he is a foreigner, he is going to participate, he is coming to participate this Olympic events, but he deserves to win the match, win the Olympic event. You could melt down all the gold medals and cups I have, and there won't be a plaything on the 24th carat friendship I felt for Laszlang at this moment. So Jesuitians added here, it is the only happiest moment for me that I am to get the real gold right now. This is the extremely happiest moment for me. I never felt this happiness will come once again in my life. So he said, if you think about 24 karat gold, I will melt all my gold medals. In comparison with a sports person like Laszlang. If I compare Laszlang and the golds with me, he is uncomparable. It is unbelievable that he is more than gold to me. Laszlang is everything to me right now. So here is, you could melt all the gold medals. It's not compared to me. I won't be a plating of 24 friendship. This is what a real friendship I have get. I felt for Laszlang at this moment. Jesuitian said, one friend who is Laszlang, giving everything to me, is at the top. It is not easy to compare with him. He's just like a gold, more than gold, breathing for me. I realized then, too, the loss was the epitome of what Pierre de Coubertin, founder of modern Olympic Games, must have had in mind when he said, the important things in the Olympic Games is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well. So this is what I realized then. Just after that, I realized how a sports person is, how he is performing. What a good performer Laszlang is. He's giving advice and giving everything, giving more tips in front of Hitler. What he showed is everything to me as a foreigner. That loss was the epitome is a perfect example, is a good example, is a real example, is a real gem, we can say, of what a sportsman is. What should be as a sportsman is a real asset to all the sports person. What Pierre de Coubertin, founder of modern Olympic Games, must have had in the mind when he said, as Pierre de Coubertin was the founder of modern Olympic Games, when someday he added that the important things in Olympic Games, though we have to get advice from Coubertin that yes, it is important things as a Olympic event is not winning but taking part. Taking part is a very important thing. Always as a sportsman you try to take part. Taking part is everything. It's not that in professional just sportsman. In every field, when you are going to speech, when you are giving a debate, when you are trying to speak something, when you go and attend a seminar, presentation or any exam, always try to participate. Don't think that I cannot do this, I can't speak more, I cannot perform better. Better performers are there. Don't do so. Always try to be a participant. Always trying to participate. Either in sports, curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular activities. I am suggested to all my students, taking part is very important. Winning is not important. Always try to take part in all type of event in your life. So gaming is not winning but taking part. Participation is very important. And the essential thing in life is not conquering but fighting well. Conquering with others, dominating with others, show your power to others, show your dominancy to others is not good. Showing your talent, showing your well-being to fighting with others in the sportsman spirit is very good. Always try to be a good sportsman and give your talent, show your talent, explore your skills. Definitely you will be the winner. Don't try to compete, don't try to compete, don't try to fight. Conquer, grab to your competitor, always giving opportunities to them and show your ideal skill in the field of game and spirit, in the field of education, in the field of sports, in every field, right? So this is what all about unit 3 of my greatest Olympic prize. Right now in this unit 3, what we are getting is, as a sportsman, you should have some originalities is there with you. Though you are a sportsman, you have some skills, showing any tips to others, giving tips to others, giving some ideas to others will not decrease the things. If you explore your knowledge, knowledge will not cease. If you explore more and more, then definitely your knowledge will be spread more and more. Similarly, if you give some tips to others, it will not hamper to you. It will, otherly we can say, it will get benefited by, some will be benefited by your advice. So here, as a good player, so his sympathetic advice is, though we know that he was a competitor, I mean Lozlong was a competitor of Jesuitians, and though we know that Aryan supremacy is there, dominancy of Aryans are there, rather all these efforts, Jesuitians is the winner. Show that as a good sports person, as a gentleman, as a real sports gem, as an asset to the athletic events, we can say Lozlong is giving his best, his welcome, his congratulate to Jesuitians. So always we try that we should be a good humanitic point, from humanitic ground, you should be good, you should be moral to others, and we show our sportsman spirit to others. Don't show, conquering others. Don't show your don't blaming others, rather give some good advice. Show that you will be the winner. Finally, how Jesuitians expressed his feeling towards Lozlong is everything. I mean, here we can say, if we feel that, if maybe practically that Jesuitians is the winner, was the winner, but I can say here Lozlong is the winner, because Jesuitians said, all my gold medals, that cannot be compared with the sportsman spirit that I'm getting from Lodz Long. So Lodz Long is everything for me, is a good asset for me. So this is all about, my dear students. You go through unit 2, unit 3, you go through the questions. If you have any doubt regarding any questions or regarding any words that you can't getting, any familiar word or known words it is there, or anything, if you have doubts, then you can call me to my personal number. So thank you. Hope I will come very soon with another class. Thank you. All the best.